I think we are live. So today, talking about sleep again. Sleep is something that I spoke with about a little bit before, but I want to talk a little bit more about it today. You've all had that feeling you're in bed, it's time to get up, the alarm goes off, you hit the snooze maybe once, maybe twice, maybe three times. You're like, I don't want to get out of bed. It's nice and warm in here. I really don't know what it is that, I need to get up for. I mean, I know, but I'm not excited about it. I just want to stay here and get more sleep. Well, sleep is something that we all need, and we've worn the magic, easy for me to say, the merit badge of sleep deprivation, many of us for decades. And it has a long term impact on our bodies and on our waistline and many other areas of our physical being, but also it impacts how we show up in our jobs and our careers and how it impacts our ability to get clients. It changes the way that we feel, and people can pick up and sense that. You might notice that your waist is getting a little bit thicker, or it might be that you've got extra wrinkles, or that you feel like you want to eat something, especially around that 2 to 3 o'clock period of time. You're like, I'm reaching for the sugar. And all of this is associated with not getting enough sleep or not getting the right kind of sleep. So, in order to really figure out and get down to what is really going on, we need to figure out what kinds of things are going on with your sleep. Is it that you have a hard time falling asleep? Or is it that you have a hard time staying asleep? Because those are two totally different issues. So if you're a person that has a hard time falling asleep, it might be that there are things that you need to do in order to calm down, to relax. If you're somebody who wakes up in the middle of the night, it might be because your blood sugar is low or because there's something else going on that's too warm, any of those kinds of things. So the way that I like to start this with is kind of doing a sleep analysis. And I'm not talking about a 25-point questionnaire or any of that kind of stuff, but just kind of start out by saying, I got a good night's sleep here. And the way that I really measure how I got a good night's sleep is, can I bounce out of bed in the morning? And maybe bounce is a little bit optimistic. I like to have my tea in the morning. That's what I have for my caffeine boost is tea. So whatever that might be, figure out what it is. Okay, so how long does it take me to get going? Do I feel like I really want to stay in bed? Am I achy and kind of stressed out when my body's kind of feeling icky when I get up in the morning? Or do I feel pretty much okay and I'm able to kind of stretch and do all of those kinds of things and really get to the point where I feel better? I use the example of my cats. So and they sleep at the foot of the bed with me. When I get up in the morning, they get up, and the first thing that they do is they do a big cat stretch. They do downward dog. Yep, and then they do the cat and cow, the whole different, but they stretch their body, and then they're ready to go. There's not any of this what we have when we don't get a good night's sleep. So, take a look at what it is that you're doing as far as when you notice that you've had a good night's sleep. What was different? Did you eat earlier in the day? Did you exercise more? Did you drink more water? And again, this is not something that has to be super complicated, but the start of this is to start being aware of what it is that you're doing and what is it that's having the end result in your body. So that's where I want you to start for the next couple of weeks. We're going to go through some of these things about sleep. Daylight savings time is coming up, and that for people is a big challenge with being able to get enough sleep because even though it's just 1 hour, it throws your body off. And you know that from your kids or your pets, or even I read a study the other day that said if you are being sentenced the day after daylight savings times happens, generally you get a longer sentence. Now, this was a really small study, not a lot of people. wasn't done over many years, but I just thought it was interesting that there are subtle ways that this impacts us. So that is it for today. I do want to remind you that I am so excited because I am speaking at the International Women's Day. I'll put a link in there to sign up. Please register. There are tons of speakers that are there in all kinds of varieties. And the nice thing is, this year they have different age brackets. So if you know someone who is 20 and under that would be interested in listening to what other women around the world have to say or where they are, what's going on with them, this is the perfect thing to do. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Bye bye.